everybody. Welcome to the I Hate Digital Marketing podcast. I'm your host, Max Milano. And a lot of you might be wondering why call a digital marketing podcast where you give advice about digital marketing, why you call it I Hate Digital Marketing. And there's a good reason for that, because this podcast is set up to help brand managers out there in the trenches with the latest tips and advice, and just to help them cut through the noise. Because let's be honest, what brand manager loves digital marketing? They might say they do, but trust me, they hate digital marketing. And why do they hate digital marketing? Because the big boys like Google and Meta keep changing the goalposts. Sometimes it's not their fault, sometimes it is. But anyone that's been in this business long enough will tell you that whatever's working now won't necessarily work in 6 months, and what worked great 6 months ago won't necessarily work now. So we set up this podcast as a companion piece to our weekly blogs on Caliente content, so that if you're a brand manager out there, if you're a business owner out there who is struggling with digital marketing, we want to be a beacon of light in the dark. Come here to Caliente content, and you'll be welcome here at our I Hate Digital Marketing weekly podcast. And what are we going to talk about today? Well, today we're going to talk about PPC versus SEO, okay? And the reason we are starting with that in this new series is because a lot of brand managers, they still to this day might think SEO is free traffic and PPC isn't. And okay, technically, if you think about it that way, in the most basic way, okay, fine. But SEO is not free, and PPC is definitely not free. But you must think of SEO and PPC not as competing or one or the other. You must think of them holistically as part of your go-to-market. And the biggest thing to understand about it, PPC and SEO, is that one feeds the other and vice versa. And as a matter of fact, for new brands, if you're just starting out, you have a brand new website, everybody will tell you, well, make sure the SEO is done right and all that. And they're correct if they're strictly talking about technical SEO, i.e. make sure that your site is technically correct as far as SEO, behind the scenes and the meta tags and all that, and that your site structure is reflects your go-to-market, i.e. your top keywords and all that. Yes, of course, that has to be the first thing you do when you're launching your site or when you're redoing your site. But if you are in the market and you have a limited budget, you can't afford to put all your budget on PPC, which it's not free, because content is not free. Writing content is not free. Creating videos is not free. Creating social media posts is not free. And because it'll take a while for Google and the SERPs to capture those keywords that you're putting out. And let's not forget, one of the biggest factors for SEO is getting inbound links from trusted sites that your clients or Google trusts. And that's certainly not cheap, and it's time consuming, and it takes a while to get it going. So if you need results this week, like most brand managers need results this quarter, this month, this week, then you must do PPC first. Obviously, you do not want to not have an SEO optimized site, obviously. So that has to happen. But then the shift should be straight into PPC. And why? Well, because at least up until now, and still to this day, Google owns the casino, right? They own the SERPs, they own the first page of Google. Now, with AI that first page is getting more and more crowded. And it's not only getting more crowded, it's getting to the point where people are getting their SERPs, their answers right from the AI result on top of Google, and they're not clicking on any site. So now that represents a problem for sites who want people to click on their sites, because obviously if people are just reading the results and not going to your site, then then the traffic never arrives to your site. However, and then the other factor of AI is some people are going now straight to ChatGPT. Okay, they're bypassing Google altogether and going straight to ChatGPT. And so some of you might think, okay, well, if people are bypassing Google and going straight to ChatGPT, am I going to miss that traffic? And the answer is, fortunately, no. There is a way to still capture traffic even within ChatGPT to end up in your brand. Now, that's going to be the subject of an upcoming webinar. Not the next one, maybe the one after that. We're going to just give you all the top tips of how to ensure how to structure your content so to ensure that they show up in ChatGPT and these AI systems out there. But just focusing strictly on PPC and SEO. If you take one thing about from this video, is they complement each other. It's not one or the other. And SEO is definitely not free. Now, before we move into tips and things like that, let's just break down quickly for any brand managers out there who are new in the game or need a quick refresher. What exactly is SEO? Okay, and how it works. So SEO is basically, there's three types of SEO. There's three pillars, right? So there's the technical SEO, which is just the basic hygiene on your site to make sure that when Google bots or any other search bots go in, that nothing is broken, that everything makes sense, and it's easy for them to understand what's going on your site and what your site is about. So that's the type of SEO that you should definitely do when you first launch your site, and regularly, once every couple of months. And that's just, you have to do it, just to make sure that everything is clean. Here at Caliente Content, we're actually running a free technical SEO special right now. So you go to our site and send us a contact us form. You'll get a free technical SEO. We'll pick up all the errors that your site may have. So that's the type of SEO that has to happen and has to happen on a regular basis. Okay. Then the second pillar of SEO will be the actual keywords. So these are the keywords that your potential customers are looking for in the SERPs. So just say Google. Now, when we talk about keywords, yes, it's words, but especially now in the new world of AI, we're talking more about the actual human questions, in the old days, that was known as like long tail keywords, right? But now with AI, the whole idea of AI is that you can ask them a question like you're asking an expert, right? So you should, if you're using AI properly, one of the prompts you should use with AI is tell AI, okay, you're an SEO expert, or you're an expert in this, you're expert in that, and then give it a task, and then just ask your question, okay? So how do I find the best workout wear, or where is the best this, or whatever question your customers are asking in order to find your brand, to find your service. So you have to basically sit down and really, really think of your clients and their pain points and what questions are they asking, both Google and the AI. Asking what questions are they asking the SERPs, and once you know that, then there's different tools out there. Google has a free tool where you can put in the keywords that you think your clients are using, and then it'll spit out all kinds of varieties and all that. Now, Another great tool that I like, and this is where SEO and PPC meet each other, is when you're running Google Ad campaigns. Google Ads will actually tell you what keywords or what search terms your clients actually used to trigger your ads and to find your site. And a lot of the times, these search terms are actually really, really helpful because they basically long tail terms, sometimes there are terms I didn't think about that, So that's another great way of, when you're running both PPC and SEO, it's another great way to benefit from both, okay? And then the third big pillar of SEO is backlinks, okay? Now there's some schools of thought out there that they say backlinks is the most important thing, that Google mostly cares about backlinks. And what is backlinks? Backlinks means that the way Google bots think is, if your content, if your site or your blog has a lot of links, inbound links from high authoritative sites, so sites that people trust, sites that have been around for a long time and that are well respected, either like a newspaper or a National Geographic or something in your niche that is very highly regarded. If you get an inbound link from there to your blog or your landing page or whatever, then Google gives you, like, call it SEO juice, or like it gives you a little bit more power to your site, because they figure, hey, these highly respected authoritative people think that this content is good. They think so because they link into it, therefore your content is good. Now, because that happens, there's this whole cottage industry out there of people offering backlinks, okay? The problem with that is that 99.99% of these backlink services are crap. Basically, they're just random blogs, or if somebody put out the work and they actually write blogs that are actually very good in their niche, and you get links from that, that's one thing. But that's very rare. 99.99% of the time, when you see these backlink services and Fiverr or whatever, they're called backlink mills. And here's where you, as a brand manager or a business owner, this is where you can really influence your SEO in a huge way, because basically one of the absolute best ways of getting backlinks for your brand is in your everyday interaction with your partners, events, etc. Okay, so let's say you're CrossFit sports wear. And you have athletes doing campaigns for you, or so then every time you do an event with that athlete, then you talk to the people that are organizing the event and say it's a race or whatever it is, and then you say, hey, can we write a guest blog? Can we have a banner? Can we have something? And the more prestigious these events, the more prestigious the athlete, the more prestigious these companies are, and as long as your links, your blog exists on that third-party property that is highly respected, as long as those links do follow and come to your site, then you'll benefit. And then the best way to do it is just make it part of your everyday strategy. So if you're talking to someone and you're going to Las Vegas for an event, you have to ask, hey, you guys have a website? Can we write a guest blog? Can we do something? And then just get these in an organic way, in a day-to-day. Even if you have an agency, and the agencies obviously will help you to get backlinks, but this is the one area where you as a brand manager can make a big impact, because who better than you to know the relationships that you have with other brands, And sometimes, you see this in software a lot, in SaaS, that SaaS companies will team up because they don't offer the same services, so they don't see each other as competitors, and they will say, hey, do a guest blog, or guest post, or whatever. But it's a truly organic, genuine thing, then that's pure gold. That's exactly what you want when we're talking about getting referral links. Okay, so what's the pros of SEO? Well, it's not free, but it's definitely very, very, very cost effective in the long run, okay? Because once you start ranking for certain keywords, the traffic itself, that particular traffic is free. However, never, never, never rest on your laurels with SEO. SEO is a constant thing. You know, Google will change their algorithms, and then if some companies that were ranking today, they won't be ranking tomorrow. I mean, we've heard horror stories from major, major, major companies, even as big as HubSpot. HubSpot historically, they were really, really well known for producing a lot of useful content for digital marketing, and they pretty much lost 80% of their organic traffic in one of these Google updates. So the moral of the story is, yes, work on your SEO, but just realize don't not 100% depend on it, because Google owns the casino, and if they decide to change the algorithm, a lot of your organic traffic could disappear overnight. And that's where PPC goes in, because Google owns the casino, then obviously the best real estate higher up, unfortunately now it's below the AI results, is going to be PPC. So as a brand manager, you must have a budget for PPC, Google Ads, Meta Ads, Amazon Ads. If you're an e-commerce store, you definitely want to work with Amazon, because once your product is available on Amazon and inside an Amazon store, then Amazon has amazing marketing within the Amazon ecosystem to push your brand and different promotions for like Black Friday or Mother's Day or Christmas or whatever. So that's a great way of getting PPC out there. So what's the moral of the story? You need both PPC and SEO. And which one should you prioritize? Well, you should prioritize both, okay? Obviously, you start with a technical SEO review because you have to make sure your site is healthy. But then right away, you need to move into PPC, because PPC is going to bring you traffic right away. And the search terms are very helpful, because you'll know exactly what keywords people are using and to find your site. And then, so both will feed from each other, okay? So Caliente Content, we specialize in helping brands just like yours to show up in the SERPs in a smart way. You know, we do your technical SEO, we do your PPC, we do in a holistic way to make sure that you as a brand manager are delivering top results for your brand all the time. So go to calientecontent.com, send us a note there, get your free technical SEO review, and let's talk to see how we can help your brand get to the top of the SERPs and stay there. And why are we different? Because we don't just focus on one little thing. We're going to look at your whole funnel, your whole customer funnel, from awareness, from before they even know that you exist, to where they first got to your site, their whole journey, and beyond, until your customer becomes a brand ambassador. So let's talk. Go to calientecontent.com and see you next week, so we can learn more together in I Hate Digital Marketing podcast. I'm your host, Max Milano. Stay tuned. See you soon.